What's up, guys? Welcome back to Big Yogi's Garage. Today I have DJ Javi. Javi DJ my wedding. It was great. It was awesome. I wanted to get him on so he could talk to me a little bit about his business and the DJing. What's up, Javi?
Pretty good, my man.
I wanted to ask you, man, how long have you been DJing?
I'm going in 2023 will be 19 years full time.
19
years full time, yep.
All right. So, and then how did you even start DJing at all? Like,
So how I got into it was music's always been a big part of my life.
Okay.
I always tease and joke. I was a band geek growing up.
Okay.
I come from a family of musicians. I have a brother, Tony Rios, who's well known in the Latino community with Tejano music and music he performed, and I kind of followed in his footsteps as a kid. Okay. Pretty much, I grew up playing trumpet, piano my whole entire life, you know. Always been involved with music, and then actually was going to go into music into college, but I did. I went a different venue. But basically, people always ask that question: how'd you become a DJ? What made you become a DJ? Well, after school, basically, I did like heating and air conditioning. I went to college for mechanical engineering, and then that was in Dayton, Ohio. Lived in Dayton, Ohio for many, many years, and then eventually moved up here to Toledo, Ohio, and was working for a company here, a mechanical engineering company, doing heating and air conditioning. And if you recall, back in like 2004, 2005, the Obama administration era, do you remember that era?
Yes.
When the economy kind of went downhill, a lot of people lost their jobs.
Yeah, like the crash of 2008 or whatever,
exactly.
something like that.
Yep. So that was the beginning of it, 2004, 2005. I was involved. I got laid off from my job. And basically, I couldn't find no work. You know, I was struggling. And back then, you know, I was on unemployment. And Obama, during his administration, kept extending the unemployment. I was on unemployment for about a year and a half. Okay. So during that, I'm like, man, I need to find some work. What am I going to do? You know, so I remember I was going broke, you know, because I didn't have no work.
Running out of savings.
Yeah, I was living off my savings. And I remember I told my wife at the time, my ex-wife now, but my...
yeah, your ex-wife.
You know, I told her, I said, you know, I'm going to take a little bit of the money that we have left in savings and I'm going to buy some DJ equipment and DJ. And of course, you know, she was dead against it. Thought, you know, that's stupid. You know, what are you doing? That's our last little bit of money, you know. But I had a vision. I had a dream. You know, I've always been an entertainer, growing up with music and being in bands and, you know, showboating. I was always a star trumpet player of my band, you know, and so it's just a different formula. So anyways, yeah, I bought some DJ equipment and pretty much taught myself how to DJ. Okay. You know, went out here, started studying, watching YouTube videos, watching a lot of the DJs here in town. Like, for instance, people always ask me, who inspired you to get in DJing? Yeah. There was two DJs that I really followed back in the day who I went and studied was Key Success and Lightning Rod were like my two, you know, old school DJs. I would go watch their shows and just watch how they put music together and how they interact with the crowd and stuff like that. And and then basically started DJing. And, you know, back then I was DJing like little small patios, little, you know, bunk, you know, gigs that the other
nobody
DJs
else wanted.
Yeah. And that's how I started. I started taking all the gigs that nobody else wanted and started DJing. And, you know, I was DJing cheap back then, you know, and just probably making like $200-300 a week back then, you know, which was good money, you know, decent money, better than, you know, what I was not, you know, making before. So, but yeah, that's how I got into DJing was basically, I left the mechanical engineering field because obviously it wasn't hiring at the time. It was stagnant for about 3 or 4 years. And then bought the DJ equipment with a little bit of money I had and just started going out there and going to the places where nobody else wanted because they weren't paying that well, you know, and I was hungry.
Yeah,
you know?
and then that led to you growing the DJ. Now it's not only DJ now, right? You have a photo booth company.
DJ photo booth. I mean, there's a lot of other stuff I do with my DJ company. We're a full entertainment company, you know. How did it grow? You know, basically, you know, I was out here DJing full time. And, you know, I didn't start growing until probably about 5 years after I was in business. You know, I was pretty much what they call a single op. Yeah. I worked for myself. And then it got to the point where, you know, I started getting busy, you know, pretty soon. Who's this DJ Javi guy, man? He's everywhere. You know, I was DJing literally 7 days a week in my prime. I was out here every day of the week, out here DJing, whether a bar, nightclub, a patio, something. And then it got to the point where, you know, other people were calling like, hey, I need a DJ for this event. I'm sorry, I'm booked. You know, so I started getting the idea of, you know what, let me train somebody else, you know, let me get a couple guys underneath me. And by then I was making some, you know, not good money yet, but decent money to pay my bills. And again, the profit that I was taking, the profit that I was making, I was taking that and slowly buying like DJ equipment, you know. And I remember, you know, my ex-wife at the time was like, why are you buying all this DJ equipment? You know, and I just kept saying, I have a dream. I have a dream. You know, I know this is going to build. So instead of me putting the money away, I was just reinvesting it back in my company and buying like a couple speakers here, some lights here, you know what I mean? Mixers and stuff that I needed. Until it got to the point, once I was able to hire a guy and train him, then I had now one guy. And then that turned eventually into two guys, you know, over the years into three guys, up into prior to COVID. Obviously, COVID hurt a lot of us, you know, in the entertainment industry. But prior to COVID, I had 14 full-time DJs that were working for me. I was up to 14 guys, 3 years in a row. I don't know of any other company that has done this in Toledo, but 3 years in a row, I broke 1,000 events in a year.
Damn.
That's doing numbers. And that's just not weddings. That's quinceañeras, graduations, birthday parties.
Any parties.
Whatever, corporate parties, holiday parties, you know,
That's
bar
awesome.
gigs, patio gigs. But 1,000 events for 3 years in a row. We were hustling, you know. And obviously COVID, you know, took a big damper. I'm back now. I'm back to 9 full-time DJs, and then I had 5 photo booth companies as well, but I'm back down to 3 photo booths too. Because I kind of got overwhelmed a little bit, and I didn't want to grow that large and not ensure that I get proper service to, you know what I mean, my clients. So I kind of stepped back a little bit to make sure I can focus on quality, you know, events and not quantity. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense.
But we're still doing, well, you see my numbers. We're still doing 20, 30 events every week, you know, still. So
I see all that. That's awesome. I always look at, every time you post all your schedules, I always look at it. I'm amazed of, and that makes me always think like, God, I feel like I need to do more.
Right.
But it is what it is, you know. I want to do something like that too. I'm still not that, but I want to build teams to clean for me, like the cleaning business and stuff like that. I only got 2 teams right now, but my goal is to build 2, 3, you know, 3 or 4 teams so they can clean houses. So me and my mom doesn't have to clean as much.
And it's a good feeling too. I mean, not, you know, profit wise is nice. As a business owner, obviously I make profit off all my DJs. I supply all the equipment, all the music, all the lights, everything they need. But at the same time, it is a good feeling when you can take somebody and train them and then build them up. And then watch them be successful too and start making money. So everybody on my team is making money, and it's a good feeling. I'm not just here for profit, you know. I'm here we're a family, we're a team.
Absolutely.
You know?
And then do you help them learn, like, so that one day they could even break from you and start their own stuff like you?
Exactly. I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, that's a good point, because unfortunately there are DJ businesses out here and owners that kind of refrain from that. You know, they kind of want to just keep their guys underneath their wing forever. I don't do that. I train my guys, and there's many big DJ companies here now in town too that I network with, that they actually started working for me and then branched out and went and started their own big company. And some people are like, doesn't that piss you off, or don't you get worried about, you know, you losing money? No, hell no. Because now I have a friend for life and I have a network partner for life. And that's what made me very successful too. Just not referral business, is my network is huge, you know, because there's a lot of guys that call and reach out to me constantly every day or every week. Javi, got a question for you. What would you do in this? What would you do for this? I'm an open book. You know what I mean? I pick up my phone. Hey, what's going on? Talk to them, whoever it is, half an hour, have a nice conversation, train them, give them some advice, you know, on their own business. You know, there's no competition out here to me at all. There's no competition. There's so much work out here in the industry.
Of course.
A lot of work, and a lot of DJs, you know, the small-minded DJs view other companies or other DJs as competition.
Absolutely.
You know, I don't view that. I see dollar signs and money signs when I if you were another DJ, how can I network with you? How can I make me and you become buddies? So that way, if I ever get in a pinch, I can call you, hey, you got a DJ available, or vice versa. You know, you only have a couple guys underneath you, and you call me like, hey, we're booked up, but I got my buddy DJ Javi. He's got a bunch of guys. I'm gonna refer his company, and so scratch each other's backs. Does that make sense?
Of course, you referred me my photographer. And he did a great job.
And he's a DJ too.
And he's a DJ. And that's what when I seen that, I was like, wow, this guy's a DJ, and still Javi referred me to him. Like that's amazing, because most people would be like, you know what, I'm not gonna refer him because he's a DJ. Maybe you know, I mean, whatever. Some people will.
It's funny you said that. We brought that up because he just wrote this 3 days ago on his Facebook page. Big shout out to Javi Rico Sounds. Ever since I got back into the business 12 years ago, DJ Javi took me underneath his wing and helped me get started. He's always been there no matter what. Still to this day, if I have any questions, he's always there. I really appreciate you, brother, and I'm always here for you as well.
Yeah.
That's the relationship we have.
Yeah, and he's another DJ. He's not. You don't look at him as competition.
No.
After I booked you, I signed here. I signed the contract. We asked you to you referred us wedding planners. You referred us people to do our wedding. You referred us all kinds of people. Even him. We booked him. The other people. I don't know if we.
I'm not sure.
But that was one of the guys that you referred. And
I referred him for DJ business too.
The video is amazing, bro. His son.
Oh yeah, Nico. Yeah.
The video. It's like so fire. Wait till I'm gonna put it on my YouTube. I was saying
we haven't seen it yet. I gotta see that.
I'm gonna put it on my YouTube next week for real. It's gonna be so nice. So yeah, man, I don't look at people like that either. When I first got out, I told my friend, I said, I'm gonna start a cleaning business. And he said, a cleaning business? There's so many cleaning businesses. And I said, listen, man, there's a McDonald's in front of a Burger King and there's a Lowe's in front of a Home Depot. There's no competition. There's houses everywhere to clean. There's business everywhere to clean.
Right.
We can do it. There's so many weddings. There's so many parties. Like there's no reason to have a competition. We should all share whatever we can do.
What is it? The numbers were, now I haven't followed through. It's been years since prior to COVID, but just in Lucas County alone, there's 5,000 weddings annually.
Wow.
That means, people, these are based off numbers from the courthouse, people registering for marriage license stuff. But 5,000 weddings annually just in Lucas County. Now, my company probably does maybe 300 to 400 weddings a year.
Yeah.
And I'm one of the biggest, if not the biggest company in Northwest Ohio, Southwest Michigan.
Okay.
So where are the other thousands of weddings? That's what I'm saying. And that's just weddings alone. You're talking quinceañeras, birthday parties, holiday parties, all the bars that, there's a bar in every corner in the city of Toledo. Absolutely. Every patio. So there's so much work out here. So, and I think that's what made me very successful as too, Yossi, is because I don't focus on competition. I literally have blinders, you know what I mean? And I focus on leads and events, and I just go after them. I don't care what the next guy's doing. I don't care what Johnny down the street is doing or Joe Schmo sounds from, Sylvania's doing, whoever, you know what I mean? I just focus on my events because there's so much business out here, and just stay positive,
Of course. You just got to stay focused on your task and then everything else will come.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's called my buddy, he said it's called building in the dark.
Yeah.
Like you just building and one day you look back and you say, wow, look what I built.
Exactly. Now there's a guy I studied back in the day, sales, called Zig Ziglar. You ever heard of Zig Ziglar?
Oh yeah, I've heard of him, but I don't know too
old
much
school
about
back
him.
in the 70s, 80s, like one of the biggest national sales, stars in the world.
He wrote like self-help books and stuff like that.
Self-help books, but he was an amazing salesman and built a lot of $1 million companies. I studied him for many, many years. He had a saying, and I live by this saying till this day, is if you help others get what they want, they'll help you get what you want. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes
sense.
So
we go back to your question is, I network with a lot of guys. So I take all these guys that work for me directly underneath, as well as other companies, and I help them get what they want, help them get leads, help them get business, help them succeed in their business. Hey, if a customer or a bride says, I can't afford it or I need to think about, what do you say, Javi? Here's what I say, you know what I mean? And I help them on closing or how do you market or how do you handle this situation, or whatever, help them get leads. How do you get all these leads? I'm going to guide you. Here's how you get all these leads. So if I help them get what they want, they're going to help me get what I want.
Yeah.
Whether it be success, money, brotherhood. It's just not all about profit.
Absolutely. I always say that whatever you put out in the world, you get back.
Exactly.
No matter what it is. Love. Like if I was an asshole, everybody's gonna be an asshole. If I show love, everybody's gonna show love. That's how I feel. I always live like that.
Yep.
I have a question about the venues. Okay. I know that you don't have your own venue, but I know you work with a lot of them.
Yep.
I've been trying to find a venue for me and Sandra have been trying to find a venue for Bella's quinceañera, and also for my brother's been trying to find a venue for the quinceañera. What's up with the venues and the quinceañeras? Can you at least explain a little bit so us like the Latino community in Toledo can see what's going on? Maybe we can talk about it. Maybe we can figure something out.
Right. So what's going on, unfortunately, as you know, times are changing. This new generation is a little bit tougher generation. A little bit more aggressive than what we grew with, less manners and so on. It goes to a lot of issues with, it can go back to, the generations are changing, the parenting habits are changing, laws are changing, laws are even preventing parents from even disciplining their kids sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, but with the venues now, it's sad because, you know, obviously, you know, the kids, they're a little bit rougher these days. And a lot of the venues, and I want to clear this up because, you know, a lot of the venues and a lot of people feel that these venues are being prejudiced.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
They're not being prejudiced. I know 90% of owners of all the venues
Is it for
in Toledo.
insurance reasons and stuff like that?
Insurance reasons. Number two, safety reasons too, because unfortunately, in about 60 to 70% of quinceañeras that happen in Toledo always end up with fights, major fights. The venues are getting trashed.
Yeah.
You know, not necessarily, it could be due to the people, the clientele, the kids trashing the place, whoever.
Yeah.
But so it's become a little bit tough.
Yeah.
So a lot of these venue owners have called me as well because they know I do a lot of quinceañeras, and I'm like, Javi, what can we do? You know, because I don't want to turn quinceañeras away, but at the same time, you know, our places are getting trashed. You know, people don't want to hire security, and you know what I mean, safety issues and all that. So, you know, I've talked to these venue owners, and my suggestion was, you know, obviously, you know, when you have a quinceañera, make it a priority on your contract that, you know, whether just start saying, hey, you want to have my venue for a quinceañera, not a problem. Well, we're going to have hire 2 or 3 security guards, off-duty officers or whatever, sheriffs or, you know,
a security team
or something.
There's like security companies, something like that.
Exactly. You know, far as, you know, cleaning, you know, you're just going to be very strict, you know, up your deposits, you know.
And then they keep the deposit.
Yeah, if people leave, if they want to leave the place trash, then they lose their deposit, you know, and I say this in the most respectful way. If you're serious about renting a venue, you know, and you know you're good people and you're not going to trash a place, but unfortunately, say the venue says, hey, we need a $2,000 non-refundable deposit or $2,000 deposit. Yeah. You know, if you're serious, you're going to pay it. Okay, not a problem. I know we're going to leave, you know what I mean? We're not going to have issues. People are going to pay it. The people that are going to complain or bitch about it are generally the people that are going to leave the place trash and are not necessarily really concerned about holding the values of what the facility is trying to keep.
When I rent a hotel, they say, I'm going to hold $100. I say, okay, that's fine.
No problem. Yeah, no big deal. I hate it myself sometimes. I'm like, damn it, man, it's not worth the $100 in my card, you know?
But I know it's not like I'm going to steal the towels and then be charged.
Exactly.
I'm not going to do nothing,
But there are still venues here in Toledo that do quinceañeras as well.
Do you know a couple of them just off the top of your head or anything?
The ones I know that will still do them, I believe, is Greystone Hall will do them. But again, they're getting strict on, you know, their policies to rent. Yeah. Michelle Carter, who owns Area Banquet Hall, she's a very good friend of mine. She's still doing them as well. She was one that reached out to me too and was asking advice on what she should do as far as getting. And her hall is beautiful as well too. Okay. And I gave her some really good advice. You know, currently right now, the only other venue I know Michelle does it, Area Banquet Hall. Greystone Hall does it in Perrysburg. And the only other hall I really know that people do a lot of quinceañeras is St. Clement's Hall. Oh, okay. You know, there's a lot of quinceañeras there. But again, they were hesitant.
I think they're not doing it anymore either. I think my brother just called them not that long ago. Or maybe they were booked.
They are, but they're being very, very picky because unfortunately the last quinceañera they had there, they found a bunch of bullet castings on the ground. Oh shit! Yeah, bullet holes in the building. You know, this is a church. You know. Yeah. It's not good. But there's still venues out there that do them, but they're going to be very, very strict. You know, unfortunately there are venues that won't even do them. Period. Like the place where you got married at used to do a lot of weddings and quinceañeras. Now they're not doing none anymore. Nothing. Unless you are a member of the church. That's the only people that can rent it out. When we rented it out, the lady said, "Wow, good. That's good. This is gonna be the last wedding for like the public. Yeah, the last like thing. You were the last one. Yeah. And then we went to. Remember, you did a quinceañera there. Connie's daughter's quinceañera. Mike Jason was there. Yep. They said that they weren't even going to do it. Luckily, Mike Jason knew some people there. He knew the owner guy. They let him have it there. Yeah, other than that, they weren't even going to let that happen. No, they're one that are closing the doors, you know, to them. The Summit downtown, I know, won't do quinceañeras. You never thought about opening up your own? I have, you know. Like just having your own? It's been a dream of mine to, you know, either open up like a club, you know, or a bar club, but not like, I don't want like all the ratchetness. You know what I mean? Something more classier. I think a hall would be dope, man. We've been, you know, my wife and I, we've tossed the idea possibly opening up a venue, you know what I mean, and having everything in-house, but that's a lot of work as well, too. I just don't have the time right now with my company. You see the numbers we're doing, and I'm a full-time DJ out here, too. I'm out here entertaining right next to my guys.
That right, that would be like a whole full-time job trying to control that whole
It
building.
would be, that would be something I would consider like maybe in 10 years from now, when I'm older, when I'm in my 50s, close to 60, because right now I'm 45. I got 19 years of DJing full time. My goal is to make it to age 60 of full-time DJing. I got 15 more years. We'll see if I can do it or not,
So I always ask people, like, what's your biggest goal or dream for your business and stuff like that. I guess we're talking about it, but something like having something like that, or keep growing.
Well, my goal ultimately is, my first goal. Right, I'm so OCD, and I literally every booking you see, I literally sit down with every client, whether it's a sit down right here.
I know.
Like I sat with you and your beautiful wife right here on my couch the very first time you came and signed, and we sat down again to have a follow up meeting.
Yeah.
So I do every meeting with every client. And then whether it's on the phone, you know what I mean, as well. So my goal is to train somebody that can be like a replica of me. But I'm going to be honest, it's hard to find somebody like me. There's a lot of people that have good values and morals and work ethics.
Yeah.
But I'm a super achiever, overachiever, very OCD. You know what I mean? I don't know how to take a break. I don't know how to be lazy. Does that make sense? I can be lazy on my days off.
No, it makes
but
a lot
generally
of sense.
when it comes to my company, because I was a Joe Schmo many years ago. I was the laughing stock of DJs. I didn't ride no coattails. All the big shot DJs that were out here, today. Who's this DJ Javi guy? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now they respect, you know what I mean? Now, like, oh man, Javi, you know what I mean? He's like the king of the weddings, the king of the patios, They see my progression coming from just a nobody DJing some shitty ass bar to, being better than them, I'm not saying that in a cocky way, but growing and learning and never stop learning, as far as, just being a push button DJ to becoming a Glass City mixmaster, getting recruited into one of the top, the DJ crews in here in the Toledo,
in the Glass City,
the Glass City, Lucas County,
That's dope.
So, but my goal was to eventually train somebody young. And I want somebody young because I'm getting old. And I can't keep up with TikTok and all the social media and these new marketing trends out here. I'm very old school, I like to talk to you on the phone and sit down with you face to face, where everything now is email and, text, and it's non-interactive. You know what I mean? I want to get to know you as a person. I can't get to know you if I'm just emailing and texting you. I want to sit down with you on the couch right here and get to become your friend. Because not only am I going to make a friend with you when I sit down with you, then I'm going to entertain your wedding and make those everlasting memories. And then now I have a friend for life. I know that you're my friend for life. And anytime anybody looks for a DJ now, you're going to go, man, call my man Javi, man.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because I produced results for you, and because we became a friend, you know what I mean? You're just not a client. So my goal is to find somebody that young that can run my company and keep up with the new marketing, but I just haven't found nobody yet, you know what I mean? I think I find somebody, and then, but I'm very, again, that could be my own personal values and fault too, because I'm very old school and I'm very strict, and got to be up here. If you want to run a successful company, there's no room for failure.
You got high standards.
I got very high standards. That's the word I'm looking for. High standards.
You got high standards, and you want the person to be like, a person that's really quality person.
To represent my brand, because what I built, I came from nothing. I come from a family of migrant workers. You know what I mean? Come from a family of migrants. We were poor growing up until my father got into GM, retired from GM. You know what I mean? Even then. And then myself, I didn't have a silver spoon in my mouth. My parents didn't pay for my college education. I had to go out and work. And I was like every young kid, didn't know what I was going to do, struggled, bounced from job here, job here, and job here, until I landed a good job, and then the economy hit, and went back to where I was broke again. I know what it's like to count.
So you had to like restart. You had a whole restart and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've had to restart 3 times in my life, unfortunately, from nothing. Basically, so I started from nothing and built my company up. So I'm really protective of what I built and my brand, because a lot of people know, a lot of my good friends know me. They know me from back in the day, from when I was just DJing the little dive bar down the street for $100 a night, you know what I mean? To where I am now, to one of the bigger top wedding DJs in the Glass City. So
that's awesome. And you're on the radio too.
Andrew Z's radio and Demetrius.
One Andrew Z and Demetrius 103.3.
Yeah, right? 103.3. And that was a good opportunity too. I'm usually, and I don't say this in a negative way neither. I'm not trying to sound negative. I usually don't do radio because how I feel, I think radio stations take advantage of a lot of DJs. And these are facts. They don't pay them. You know what I mean? And I've always said radio should pay DJs for our work and our art, because we are drawing customers to your radio station with our
Absolutely.
mixes. You know what I mean? But Andrew Z, I respect that guy because you know his story as well.
Yeah.
He came from nothing. I've known Andrew from way back in the day when I first moved here. Andrew was one of the first people that I met.
Yeah.
You know, so when he had his pizza shop, and you know, he was on. I grew up listening to Andrew on 92.5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And him and Denny Schaefer and Johnny. Johnny, I can't remember his name, Johnny. But anyways, but yeah, I'm on his station now. So Andrew, when he started it, before he started, he had reached out to me. He was like, "Hey, got an opportunity for you, you know?" And I'm like, "Man, this is a great opportunity. I'll do it." And I did it because I respect Andrew and I love him like a brother. And wanted to help him because his story is inspiring to me too, because he's had a restart in his life, and he's kind of labeled as the redheaded stepkid or the black sheep of the radio here in Toledo, and a lot of people shit on him, and they still do. You know, and he paid his dues, in my opinion.
Of course.
He paid his dues. He did what he did. He cleaned his life up, and he's starting fresh over. He's a new man. You know what I mean? He's not the same Andrew from 10 years ago, 20 years ago. People think he is, you know. So, yeah, it was an opportunity. I said, definitely, man, I got you, bro. You know what I mean? I do it for free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I do it because I love him, and I love to spin.
Absolutely.
And it's a good opportunity.
And then I think vice versa, it's going to bring you business and him business. Because, like, every time you get on there, I tell my little nephew, he's only 9 or 10. I said, look, that's the DJ.
Right.
I got that radio station on my car, and I say, that's the DJ that did my wedding. He'll go, the DJ that did the wedding, he's on the radio. I say, yeah, he's on the radio. And then like I'll tell him, I said, I did an interview with that guy on the radio, Andrew Z. I did an interview with Demetrius, and he's like, wow, that's cool, because you got to understand, like, these kids right now, they're only 9, but if they keep hearing us on the radio, if we keep putting these shows out, our businesses are going to grow, and these kids are going to grow. We can't just think, oh, TikTok, don't do TikToks, because TikTok's for the young kids. Them young kids are going to grow up.
Yeah.
And then one day they might hire your DJ company. One day they might hire my cleaning company. One day they might buy a product from us. Maybe even when we're out of the business, our businesses are going to keep growing for the future. Our kids or whoever's going to take over our businesses, if we don't market to the kids right now, then how are they going to know us for the future? You know what I mean?
Right. No, even when you say you're going to grow, it's weird because I've literally had several calls from people saying, hey, I heard you on 103.3.
Yeah.
That's the exact vibe I'm looking for my wedding or my daughter's sweet 16 or whatever event. Yeah. Are you available to DJ? Where'd you hear about me again? 103.3. Oh, the radio station? Yeah, and I Googled you and found you on Google. Perfect. Yeah, so I have got leads from, just the radio station alone.
Absolutely.
So I don't expect pay from them. I'm just doing it because I love it. You know what I mean? And I love to see them grow too. And I want to see this radio station grow into something bigger. And of course, once it grows bigger, I already know I'll be along for the ride with them. You know what I mean? It'll all pay off with it. It's a domino effect. Andrew's going to take everybody on his team with him.
It's just like what you said. Like, you put out what you want. You want like help. You give help. You know what I mean? So like I think like that too. You do that right now, but guess what? All that's gonna come back around, and everything's gonna pay off in the long run. Yeah, man. This shit's awesome. I really don't have any more like questions. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Is there? I wanted to ask you about your big dreams and about your business. Is there any other businesses that you have or anything like that? I know you got.
The photo booth business. Yeah, I got the photo booth business.
You have like some sparkler, all that comes with the photo.
Yeah, so it's entertainment industries, as far as, with the Rico Sounds packages, we have like what they call a cold spark machine.
Your business name is called Rico. I don't think we've said that.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So my DJ company is called Rico Sounds. Okay. And a lot of people think my name's Rico. A lot of times they're like, hey, is this Rico? Rico means rich in Spanish. So because I'm bilingual, and when I very first started in the industry DJing, I was in the Latin community. I was playing like salsa, merengue, cumbia. You know what I mean?
Like my wedding.
Mexican stuff. Yeah. But I realized it was limited in this market. You know what I mean? Here in Toledo, I'm like, man, I need to expand. If I want to make some serious money, I need to go more commercial. Okay. Nothing against disrespect to our culture. But I was in this to make money and to become business and to be successable. Yeah. So you
don't want to get locked in a bubble.
No. So I started Rico Sounds, Rich Sounds. And then I can't remember how many years ago, maybe 7-8 years ago, we started a photo booth company. I had a good friend of mine, Jay Swisher, partner up with me, and we started a photo booth company. We were in business for 5 years, very successful. Unfortunately, he had to step down because he's very successful with his catering company. And it was just becoming too much. So I was going to give up the photo booth business too, myself, because I can't run a full-time DJ company and a successful photo booth company too. I do this all by myself. I don't have a secretary. I literally take every email, every phone call. You know what I mean? Yeah. Everything. I handle everything myself. So but I didn't want to give up those funds, and I didn't want to give up something that we already built.
Yeah.
So I basically bought the company for him, bought him out, the equipment and everything, and took over the company. This was my first year running the photo booth side, and very successful.
Yeah,
very successful.
But it's hard, right? To do the DJ, hard. The booth, everything.
Oh yeah, it's very successful. Well, the photo booth company too is called Lifetime Memories. So
that's what it. Yeah.
Rico Sounds, Lifetime Memories.
Okay.
But it is very hard because, like I said, I'm still out here full time, and you're always gonna have issues. When you run a business, nothing major, but when I'm at a wedding, I'll get a phone call once in a while. Hey, the printer's acting up, or hey, the camera is not, taking the picture correctly. So I have to hurry up and try to digest this, but yet still maintain composure, and you know what I mean. Make sure I'm still entertaining the event I'm on. Okay. But no, it's very stressful. But
okay, I have another question. I'm trying to think. I had a bunch of questions. What is a good etiquette for when DJs are doing their the weddings and stuff, how people come up and say, you want to play songs? How is a good way to do that without being disrespectful to the DJ? It's do you just throw them $20, hey, play this song? Or
I mean,
generally,
there are some DJs that hate requests. They make it very well known. Some DJs are stuck up. And unfortunately, the DJs have that stigma or have that reputation with the community that DJs think their shit don't stink, right?
Yeah.
I don't have that. Everybody knows DJ Javi is very relaxed. I openly say I take requests.
Okay.
I don't mind taking requests. If the request is fitting, not a problem.
Yeah.
Etiquette-wise,
Oh, you mean they want to play a whole song that has nothing to do?
You'll get that once in a while. For instance, say I'm doing, say for your wedding, for instance, where it's Cuban and Mexican, mainly. And I had the issue at your wedding too,
Yeah, I know.
It was tough.
It was a bunch of different.
I handled it because I had the Mexicans. Hey, play more cumbias, man. You know what I mean? And then I had your Cuban side of the family. Hey, más salsa. You know what I mean? And this artist, I'm like, okay, gotcha. So I'm playing salsa. And then somebody said, hey, play more bachata. Hey, when are you gonna play cumbia again? I got you guys. I had to smile. I got you, man.
Yeah,
trust
it was
me.
hard,
But hey, don't realize that. Hey, as a DJ, we're going to play your request. 90% of the time, the song you're going to come and request, we're going to play it anyways. It's in our set.
It's already in the list.
So my best thing is, tell people, sit back and relax. Enjoy the night. Let the night flow.
Yeah.
Don't come up and be so demanding with your request, and a request is a request. It doesn't mean we have to play it.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're going to request a song, try to keep it, within the same format or genre or whatever that the DJ's in. And I've had this happen. I've been at all hip hop bars, right? Mm-hmm. And some goofy dude walks in and requests a country song. Like, bro, it's nothing but blacks and Mexicans in here, man. We're not playing no country song right now. Why not, man? Because I'm going to get funny looks and I'm going to get booed.
It's going to break up the whole vibe. You're creating a party, right?
But vice versa, then I've been in country bars, where they come and request some 2 Chainz or some freaking Kevin Gates. And I'm like, bro, they set the scene for this. You don't go to a black urban bar and request country. You don't go to a Mexican bar.
Listen to WAP.
Yeah, just common sense shit, but unfortunately liquor overtakes people sometimes. Makes them, just spew out whatever they want to spew out.
Absolutely.
My best advice is, come up to the DJ, if you want to get your song played next, money talks. I'm going to keep it real.
Yeah.
I've had plenty of people come up to me, hey man, can you play me a request? And what you want to hear for something good? What you drinking, my man? I got you. You want a shot? You want a beer?
Yeah.
No problem, man. Dad, I love that. I'll take a beer, shot, whatever.
Yeah.
Here, I've had people literally $5, $10, $20 here, man. Now the people that want their shit next, money talks. I've been tipped $100 for the next song, or $50 or $20. I got you next.
I've seen that on your page.
I'm always posting. Yeah. Now someone comes up and, hey, bro, you'll get them. They're drunk and I want my song next, man. And they're just very pushy and they're assholes and they look down at you. And it puts us in a bad mood, man, why don't you have some more respect, man? I'll play it, but I'm not playing it next, bro. Because a lot of times we're getting ready to mix in, mix out.
Yeah.
Your song might not even, it might crash, like you said, kill the whole vibe. Yeah. And I'm not going to do that just to make you happy. You know
Absolutely.
What I mean? I have a job to do, and that's to keep this whole entire bar happy as a whole. I will get you your song if it fits in sooner or later. You know what I mean? Yeah. So.
Yeah, some people get real pushy with that. That's why I was asking. I remember one of my friends, he's like, hey, man, let me ask the DJ if I give him like $50, he can let me play a couple songs. And I was like, bro, don't do that. Please don't do that.
At your wedding?
Yeah.
It'll I mean, back in the club days, back in the club when, like, you know, one.
No, he was talking about going, like, playing, like getting in there. I'm
he
like,
wanted to jump in the mix.
I'm like,
let him give me a break.
I know, but I was like, don't do this at my
But
wedding.
some DJs would get pissed off like that. Like, nah, this is my show. This is my set. You're not touching my equipment. Of
course, yeah.
You know, I don't mind if somebody knows how to DJ. Jump on my stuff, sure.
Oh,
you know,
okay,
give me a little break. I'll take a quick 10-minute break, 5-minute break, 30-minute break, whatever it is. You know, but yeah, etiquette. You know, just be patient with DJs. You know, you know, we hear it all. You know, play this. It's gonna get everybody on the dance floor. This song's smoking hot. You know, play this or.
Hey, how about did you like us having Jacob Estrada singing at our wedding?
It's fun, yeah, because he actually sang at my wedding too.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, we honored him.
Awesome.
When my wife and I got married in 2019, we had our wedding at Cinco de Mayo on Airport Highway in the lower level.
Yeah.
And of course, I wanted Jacob, mariachi singer. I've known Jacob for years since I moved here too. And I called him up and hey, would you mind singing at my wedding? Not a problem, man. So when you told me you had him for years,
awesome,
it was wonderful, man. He's a great singer, awesome singer.
And then that
beautiful.
I was thinking that was cool for you too, because you took like a little, just you was hanging out and he was going around, and you got to eat or whatever you did. I don't know what you did.
No, it's nice, because then I could take my break too. You know,
and
where
then he went and did some music. That was pretty cool, man. I like him a lot. I known him for a long time. He has a cool restaurant.
What's his?
It's like Lowrider Cafe downtown Toledo. I want to go visit him.
Have you been there yet?
No, I've never been there.
Good food, good tacos.
Yeah, I actually ran into him at a wedding. He was singing at a wedding. I haven't seen him in years, but he grew up in the same neighborhood as me.
Gotcha, okay.
And then I was seeing him at a wedding singing. I was like, hey, man, my wedding's coming up. Sing at my wedding. And he said, yeah, he would do it. So
awesome,
I told him, I said, that's great. And I followed up with him. I said, hey, man, you still coming in? He said, yep, for sure. He showed up on time. It was great. That's another thing, man, reliable. Okay, let me tell you a story how you even became my DJ, right? I don't want to tell no one's names, but I contact a few DJs, friends of mine that I known from a long time ago when I got out, you know what I mean? And I known them for a long time, but when I was going to get married, I contacted them, you know, and one of them told me he was booked. The other one didn't contact me back, you know. So then my now brother-in-law, Carlos, is the one that told us about you. Yeah. Carlos Vasquez, he's the one that told us about you being a good DJ. You do Latino music. He heard you. He knows you or heard you or whatever. And so my fiance, Sandra, my wife, she said let's call you, and that's because then after that the gentleman messaged me. He said he was in Florida or whatever. He was on vacation. That he was going to message me back, but I told him that he already had hired you. So that's how I got to meet you. I really never even heard of, because I just had got out from prison, so I didn't really ever hear about you. But ever since I got out, I became friends with you on Facebook ever since I met you. And man, everything you post is great, man. I really like that a person like you, Latino guy, has all this stuff going on. I'm a person that I like to have I'm a big dreamer. I like big dreams. Yeah. I like to for like these kids. I want kids to like have big dreams and like create businesses, and don't just like work for a person your whole life. And it's just like, I want you to, if you have to work for a person for a little bit, but at least save up some money so one day you can buy yourself a little vending machine and then work your way out of that. Exactly. So you can become your own boss. So I really love everything you're doing.
I like the TikTok. I don't have TikTok. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not too much in social media. Yeah. But your wife put a good TikTok, like, you know, something about splurge on your DJ or something like that. Yeah, it was perfectly said. I had to share it.
So this is what she's doing wedding content right now on her TikTok. She does a lot of wedding content because we got married. Yeah. So there's a lot of people asking. There's a lot of people saying that you shouldn't splurge on your DJ. You can just make a set list and play it on some speakers.
I've dealt with those people before.
So she made that TikTok because she wants to put out there like, no, you need to splurge on your DJ because look at this party. Wait till you see the video. I'm gonna put the video next week. Next week I'm gonna put the video, and then you'll see the video, and it's amazing, bro. Because you got everyone dancing. Right. We had them glow sticks. You had everybody. You'll see in the video, because like even like the pictures doesn't do it justice. Right. When you see everyone dancing on the dance floor, it's because of your music, the
smiles,
and oh man, everything. That shit was nice.
I've dealt with those people before too. That say that, hey, you don't need to splurge on a DJ. You can rent a sound system. But think about it. At your wedding, you guys were able to enjoy yourself, relax. I ran the show for you. I was pretty much acted as your coordinator. I'm not just a DJ. I'm running that timeline for you. I'm coming up. Yo, see Sandra, man, we'll get ready for your first dance, or you ready for this or ready for that. I'm finding your photographer. Hey, you guys ready? We're getting ready to do this. You know, I'm coordinating everything for you guys. You know what I mean? So there's a lot more that goes involved with just a DJ showing up with 2 speakers and 2 sound systems. Now, I'm talking like professional side. I'm a professional DJ.
Yeah.
You know, professional wedding entertainer. I don't do this as a hobby. I don't do this as, you know, there's DJs out there that give professional DJs a bad name as well, because they're not professional. They're just some Joe Schmo that are very unprofessional and just show up and don't know how to MC properly, don't know how to read a room, don't know how to flow the music properly, don't know how to keep a timeline, keep your wedding running smooth. You know what I mean? You wouldn't want that stress. Imagine, so these brides out here that are telling people, hey, you don't need to splurge on your DJ. You can just rent a sound system. Who's going to run the sound system? What playlist are you going to put? Who's going to make all the announcements? Now, who's going to keep you in line when you guys are off getting pulled 20 different directions?
Yeah, like when you're doing the dollar dance, when you're doing this, first dance.
So, you do have to splurge on your DJ, you know. Now, if you're on a budget wedding, there's nothing wrong with that, because some people just don't have the funds, unfortunately, you know what I mean? Absolutely. Then, you might have to cut back some corners, and DJs are a little bit expensive, you know what I mean, versus compared to what you know what I mean. DJ could run anywhere from 1,000 up to 2,000 up to 3,000, depending on what your needs are, you know.
Absolutely. Though what we did, we splurged on the photographer and the DJ, and we took like a cheaper route with the
decorations, which still looked amazing.
We did it ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
My not me, you know what I mean? Right. My wife and her mom
helped out.
Yeah, her mom actually, my wife's mom actually did all kinds of everything, the flowers, all that, the candles they actually made. And then we rented these places. There's like places where you can rent a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But you go pick it up and take it to the venue.
You set it up yourself.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like that is cheaper. Yep. So like we saved a lot, and like we didn't do chair covers because the chairs were kind of the same color as that. Was $850 we saved. Lights in the ceiling. We saved a lot of money with a lot of stuff that we just cut out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, okay, just tell them again your businesses, and then tell them like like your website or something like that, and then we'll
Sounds good.
All right.
Well, guys, I'm Javier Rios, the owner of Rico Sounds and Lifetime Memories photo booth here in Toledo, Ohio. I was born and raised in Defiance, Ohio. I've been in here in Toledo since 2004. Again, my company's Rico Sounds. It means rich in English. Rico means in Spanish is rico, and then rich sounds. And then you can find me on Google. You can find me on Facebook. If you want to find me on Facebook, it's Javi, Javi, Javi Rico Sounds on Facebook. You can find me on Google, Rico Sounds. You'll see all my reviews, all my pictures, my videos, all my success stories that are on Google as well as Lifetime Memories photo booth is on Google as well. Instagram, you can find me. What is my Instagram?
I think Javi.
I forgot what. I think it's DJ Javi 419 as well too. Let me check here. Again, it's DJ Javi 419 on Instagram, and then on Snapchat, I believe it's. Like I said, I'm not very tech savvy.
That's all right.
I gotta look up my stuff, man.
That's
DJ
cool.
Javi Toledo on Snapchat, or just DJ Javi on Snapchat. DJ Javi 419 on Instagram, and then Javi Rico Sounds on Facebook, and then just Rico Sounds on Google. Absolutely. So you can find, if you're looking for a DJ, my suggestion always too is I'm not one of them type of DJs that when somebody calls me, I don't expect to close you right then and there. Usually I do. Yeah. I have about almost 100% closing average. I think mine's around 95, 98 because I build value in what I do. But I always tell people, do your homework. You know what I mean? If you need time to think, not a problem.
Yeah.
Go check out my reviews. Go do your homework. Look at and that's what...
that's another thing my wife said.
That's what she said. She's like, I read all his reviews, Google's. Yeah. She did her homework. And I'm proud when Bryce told me, you did what you're supposed to do. Do your homework.
My wife did her homework.
The proof is in the pudding because... Anybody could be a sweet talker out here and talk a great game, right?
Yes.
The old-fashioned vacuum cleaner salesman, the old-fashioned car salesman guy, you know what I mean? Sell the wife, you know what I mean? And roll out, or promise something they can't. The proof is in the pudding, the reviews, You
did an amazing job in my wedding,
thank you, man.
Everyone loved it, but I loved it myself. Everybody loved it. So, and then that's it. Thank you guys very much for watching this week's episode. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, amigos. Ciao.
Bye.